So first, I can't do a full screen mode without my computer struggling, so I apologize about the way this is set up. But let's get started. So we're looking at the problem and situation that we are facing right now as the USL, and as we look to promote our new promotion and relegation system. So first off, for not just the USL, but for soccer as a whole, in the United States, it's not the most popular sport. It has recently gained some good traction through players and with just viewership recently. But we can't ignore the fact that it is not the most popular sport here in the United States. That belongs to football, baseball, basketball, and a couple of other sports sometimes. But for viewership numbers, we definitely see that with the NFL being number one, followed by the NBA, the MLB, and even underneath them and above any kind of soccer organization is the mixed martial arts, or even like a lot of NCAA sporting events in general, over even the likes of the MLS, who also have a leg up on us in viewership. But we are working to bridge that gap. Right now, our viewership lies within the broadcasting rights of ESPN and CBS Sports. Those are our two main broadcasters, and we are looking to uh, continue our partnership with them, but also grow for more partnerships. For that, viewership has to go up, our sponsorships have to go up, and for that to happen, we need to increase our brand distinction and compete just to get out there and become a more recognized brand and league. And that's what we're attempting to do with our promotion and relegation system. So our brand distinction right now, our name of our brand, the USL, and who we are. Right now, we cannot ignore the fact that we are kind of seen as a development league for the MLS, unfortunately. While we are not directly associated with them, we can't ignore um, the public's viewing of us on a general scale, which is that we are there to support the MLS. And we hope to close that gap and to really just promote ourselves as being a singularity league and being our own as well. That being said, we are again competing with the MLS, and we have some ground to cover. We've solved a lot of these problems, but we are looking at just excelling in any challenges that we continue to face. Um, but as sports on a whole, there are so many options out there, not just for soccer, but for sport in general. We have to find a way to retain our viewers as well as bring a sense of distinction to the USL. So solving these problems will allow us to further develop our league and our brand. All right, so for the facts that we have, to just kind of really summarize the prior slide in three different key points, is we are looking to increase our viewership numbers and growth. We're trying to look at and fix the distinction and recognition of our brand, our organization, our league, and as well as our ongoing competition with the MLS to be the face and default in the United States when it comes to the sport of soccer. So kind of to start, and this is really kind of like the main issue because a lot of areas we look to improve uh, and really grow and develop kind of all stem from this main problem, our main challenge, and that is the existence of the MLS, which kind of sounds harsh, but from the way that that league has been developed, it does have a great effect on us and kind of the sporting ecosystem that we live in. So to start, the MLS is again our main competition, and it originally, in a sense, replaced our organization as the government's go-to or national league, as at the time the government didn't really have a national soccer league, and the U.S. was looking to host the 1994 World Cup. But FIFA said that the U.S. had to have its own domestic league in order to host the games. So instead of reaching out to us and developing that with us and turning our league into the National League, they decided to just create their own from scratch, which they created the MLS, which is now kind of had the effect of relegating us and our name to a secondary league in the public eye, even though we were the original soccer league. here in the States. This unfortunately affects just about every aspect of our operations and the work needed to surpass these challenges, uh, which we do strongly still overcome. And we have plans to greatly overcome this in the near future. So, to our advantage, the MLS is a single entity structure, whereas all of our clubs are individually owned, allowing for a better image and greater diversity within our league. We currently have less exposure, viewership, and sponsorship backing us because we are competing with the MLS. But over the past few years, we have seen an increase in these areas for our organization and project that they will continue to greatly improve in upcoming seasons, especially with all the work that we're putting in now and our plans for our future 2027-28 season, where you are bringing that promotion and relegation system. Much of the data that we will be using to kind of attack these problems and when we're looking to improve our league and our organization is coming from our research. A main source that we are kind of looking at to get an idea where we are in the public eye and where our fandom is at is through the use of social media and our fan research through that, which is going to be us looking at our accounts associated with our league. So any clubs associated with our league, our official league page, looking at the comments, seeing what people are tagging us in, what they're posting about us, what they're saying at us on multiple platforms, as well as looking at fan accounts and searching up keywords related to the sport in general, just so we can really see where the fans are looking for improvement in the sport. Information that we currently do not have and that would greatly be beneficial to us, especially for our promotion and relegation system that we are looking to apply. We are looking to reach out for structural help from the EFL, which is the English Football League, as there has never been a promotion relegation system here in the US for any sport. And we are really kind of creating or becoming the founders of that here. So we get to be the parents of that system, which has some positives and some cautions as well. So for our positives is we do get to establish the norm and what the standards are going to be, which is really exciting. We're also going to be able to help out any other leagues that look to use this system in the future after us, after we develop it. So we'll have a lot of say and a lot of power in that. But on the other end, that might cause some problems is that nobody has done it before. So we don't have that framework. We don't have a structure to reference, at least here in the United States. There are other similar structures, which again, we are looking at for the English Football League. They have a promotion relegation system, which we are adopting. But just for the sheer size and the mass that is the United States compared to England, a lot of our teams and just our land is vastly greater. And there's just a lot more land than over in England. So travel is going to be something we're going to have to develop and look at, like how teams can, like where teams can stay, how travel dates in general will work, and how far we need to schedule games in between matches in between each days. So there is a lot for us to look at, and which is going to unfortunately possibly come down to trial and error a little bit. But as far as the pure structural framework of the promotion relegation system, we will be looking at the EFL and reaching out to them for some help with that. They have been running this kind of system since 1888, so they really have a vast amount of knowledge with their teams. And they also have knowledge on partnerships with other leagues or other organizations that associate with them. For example, the Premier League is a part of their promotion relegation system. It's the top tier for them, but it is not a part of the EFL. They just associate, they work in partnership, which is also going to be important information to have for possible future development and benefits. For example, if the MLS looks to adopt the system and we become partners, we're going to have a lot of information on how to go about that, as well as if it is in our best interest to support that or where to even go from with that. And next, we're going to be looking at our goals and objectives. So to start off, I want to state that ultimately our ultimate objective here, or what our plan is for us to achieve all our goals, is going to be to pioneer and be the new face of a relegation and promotion system here in the USA that has never been produced inside the nation, but will align with the global sports system. And that's starting in 2027 and our 2028 season. Um, we are looking at a few things to help achieve that goal and to further develop us as a whole in the league. So to start, we are looking at increasing viewership and retention of those who already watch the game by the end of our season, following the initial season of the relegation and promotion season. And that's going to be at the end of the 2028-2029 season. We set it there so then we have not only our pre-new system viewership numbers, but as well as a grace period and a little more information on how the system is working within that one season. We are also going to develop a more competitive league with higher stakes for players, clubs, and fans alike, which aligns with the global soccer model at introduction. So that's going to be the start of the 2027-28 season. We are also looking to capitalize on global events and competitions promoting soccer here in the U.S. To bring more fandom, recognition, and awareness to the game of soccer in our league. And that's going to be the start of the 2027-2028. And those events that we are looking to promote at and just use to our advantage is the World Cup next summer, the 2026 World Cup that the U.S. here is hosting, as well as the upcoming Olympic Games that we are hosting as well. We are looking to increase the competitiveness and opportunities at a professional level of sport for all current and all future athletes, as well as current and future clubs and sponsorship partners starting 2027-28 season. And those are all, again, to support our ultimate objective and goal, which is to pioneer and be the face of a relegation and promotion system here in the United States.
For our target publics and audiences, the audiences we are prioritizing and campaigning to are fans in the cities where the USL has affiliated teams, especially in smaller markets without other major professional teams, and American sports fans, and also American sports fans who are not familiar with a more European model for professional sports league structure. The team's fans who are in the city and who we most want to educate and persuade as relegation and promotion can really catch on if we can get them to buy in and be passionate about this model. We find that these individuals are most invested in our affiliated teams, so we can get them to embrace this promotion and relegation, can bring more eyes to their city and give them an opportunity to have a more major professional sports team instead of like minor league teams and stuff like that. We want to get them to rally around this structure and have ties to the cities. For the second group, American sports fans who are more unfamiliar, we want to target them to get more viewership and attention to the league. This can lead to national broadcasting later down the line. We want to educate and illustrate how promotion and relegation create more competition and fairness. Local fans are more important, though, as if we can get them to buy in, then they can convince more of the public to get behind what our league is trying to accomplish by just creating general, more organic growth. So some of our strategy and tactics are to accomplish our goals of creating awareness of the USL's promotion and relegation system. We will utilize different forms of communication to prioritize education and community involvement to help educate and increase the awareness of our brand. We want to meet the fans where they are at, whether that be through social media or in their communities. We want to make this as simple as a concept to understand, make it a relevant concept in the span of U.S. professional sports, and to show how this format will benefit them, the fans. The sport itself and the local communities surrounded by the sport, we are going to educate the fans in a way that they can access and understand. We are going to show the fans the value of relegation and promotion, and we are going to use existing fans to spread the message more organically. The tactics we will be using to move forward and closer to our objectives are plenty. We will implement many different styles of actions to achieve this. So one of the first things we're going to be doing is we're going to be using on-air radio and television ads to promote the idea of, did you ever want your to have a major professional sports team from where you're from? That can be accomplished with promotion and relegation. This will, engage fans in smaller markets to rally and get behind the idea, thus creating more organic buzz around what we're doing. We are also going to put advertisements for the USL on social media. We're going to place billboards in smaller market USL communities about promotion and relegation. We decided about 20 different cities, one billboard per each city, probably about a month or so, give or take. We are going to utilize press conferences to announce the new idea and to shortly give background on the topic. Our timeline for this topic, we're looking at about an 8-month campaign prior to the 2027-2028 USL season. Our budget for this campaign will be about $100,000. Our costs for the social media advertisements are about an estimate of $1,500 a month, so $12,000 for the duration of this campaign. For our billboards, it's going to be about $3,000 each, and we have about 20 billboards. We will only be doing these for 1 month in each city to better adhere to our budget. For radio ads, it'll cost about $200 a week in small markets, which is where we want to play ads for 8 months. That's the people we want to get rallying behind our idea. For radio ads, and this will keep us under a proposed budget of $100,000. We'll still having a little wiggle room if we wanted to do more, if it wasn't going up to how our expectations were. Then evaluation. To determine the effectiveness of our campaign in creating awareness and educating the public on promotion and relegation within the U.S., we will have both qualitative and quantitative data to see our success. Some of the ways we will do this is with surveys and checking the viewership and impression-based numbers. Every month over the 8 months, we will monitor the overall viewership of the league, the impressions made from our social media advertisements, our website traffic, and our Google Trends rate. Each month we will also monitor and take note of the attendance at each of our affiliated events. Before the 8-month campaign, we will put out surveys about if people had heard about the USL's promotion relegation system and if they, what was their understanding of it. And then after our 8th month campaign, we're going to be putting that back out to similar demographics of people and seeing how they respond this time. Obviously, we're hoping it is different. And then for our portfolio elements, here we have this is our press release for immediate release, USL launch promotion relegation system. Pretty simple here. And then this is our on-air radio PSA we're going to be having it in small markets. So, have you ever dreamed and wanted your hometown team to be playing amongst the biggest clubs in the country? You're now one step closer to that reality with the United Soccer League's promotion and relegation system. This system allows the best teams to move up leagues and the worst teams to move down. Every game counts. To learn more about this new structure of sports, visit www.uslsoccer.com. And this is part of our script for our news conference here, our press conference. Here you can see. And this is our PIP grid. So our public, as we talked about prior, those are our two most important. Some of the important segments we do have is local business leaders, season ticket holders, and casual and hardcore fans. This is more specific to the American fans that were unfamiliar with this. We want to get more into that NFL, NBA, MLB, and NHL market, as even MMA, as Asher talked about before. We're quite low compared to some of these other leagues, and we're not even the biggest soccer league currently, so we kind of want to push into that more, hopefully, with this idea. Here's our post grid. So this is some of our objectives and strategies we talked about before. These are our tactics. Which one to use, kind of use one to help work for the other, to create more, social media attention and stuff like that. This is our task grid. So our tactics here, billboards, radio advertisements. This goes into more in depth about, how much we're doing this. So billboards is going to be 1 month, but we're going to be doing 20 different locations. The other ones are all 8 months, but 20 months is going to be about a similar span. We're going to probably double up some cities in certain months. And then it's all going to be coordinated by our marketing department here, as you can see. And that is all we have for you, though. Thank you for your time.
So the problem and main challenge is the existence of the MLS. There's needed information and research, and some of that is social media, fan research, and the English Football League. Some goals and objectives. So the ultimate objective is to pioneer and be the new face of a relegation and promotion system in the USA that has not been reproduced inside of a nation, but will align with global systems in the start of the 2027-28 season. Some goals to help achieve and sustain our ultimate objective are global events, competition, opportunity, and viewership. So next I'm going to be talking about the target publics and audience. So the local fans of the USL affiliated teams in smaller markets, American fans who are not familiar with the promotion and relegation model. Local fans are most important as they can have an emotional investment in the teams and leagues. This model benefits them a lot. Their buying can also create more fans and fans who are unfamiliar as they create viewership and the need for national broadcasting. Some of the strategy and tactics. So they use different communication tactics to educate and get the community involved to create awareness to our brand. Radio and television to quickly explain the concept. Billboards in smaller markets to create community engagement because of promotion and relegation. Press conference to announce the plan for promotion and relegation and the brief outline of its benefits. The evaluation is every month. Every month over the 8 months, we will monitor the overall viewership of the league, the impressions made from our social media advertisements, our website traffic, and Google Trends search rate. Monitoring event attendance. Before the 8th month campaign, we will put our surveys about if people have heard about the USL's promotion and relegation system and if they understand how it works. So next, we're going to be talking about the portfolio elements. So we will be airing on a radio PSA, and that is, have you ever dreamed and wanted your hometown team to be playing amongst the biggest clubs in the country? You're now one step closer to that reality. With the United Soccer League's promotion and relegation system, this allows for the best teams to move up and the worst to move down. Every game counts. To learn more about this new structure, visit www.uslsoccer.com. And then I'm going to be talking about the PIPP grid. So the PIPP grid stands for Public, Important Segments, Profile, and Priority. And public is local small market fans. American fans that aren't familiar. Important segments are local business leaders, season ticket holders, casual and hardcore fans, fans of the NFL, NBA, MLB, and NHL. Profile is people care about their local community, more invested in the success of their team, can benefit from the model financially. Social media presence could be curious about the promotion or relegation, have interest in sports, and it can be translated. And that is my presentation.